Watch as the little boy picks up the stool, then he stands up. Then he waves for the butler to come closer. And when the butler came up to him, he adjusts his posture again. The reason why the boy is acting so sophisticated because he inherited the memories of his last life. A modern young man with myasthenia gravis woke up as a baby in a bamboo basket, but he still has all the memories of the modern world. When he first came to this world, he was chased by a group of men in black, then he got saved by his mother's servant. When the matter is over, Qin Pingping arrived at the scene with her black pieces, learned that the baby's mother had been killed. Now only this baby is left originally. Qin Pingping wanted to bring her back to the capital, but Wu Zhu doesn't trust anyone now. He just wanted to take the baby and leave. Qin Pingping had to send him to his grandma Fan in Danzhou, since the old lady lives there. Maybe it's safer. Then Wu Zhu went to Fan's house. He put the child in a bamboo basket at the door and put a book inside. Years later, Fan Xian had grown up. He often sneaked out with his sister, and every time this happened, the housekeeper wouldn't hesitate to punish the maids in her courtyard. This time, Fan Xian couldn't stand it. He wanted to teach the housekeeper a lesson. That's how the scene began. And today was the day she and Fan Ruoruo parted ways. Fan Ruoruo is the firstborn. Her grandmother sent her to live in the capital. Fan Xian was left alone in this empty house. It was a dark and windy night. A masked man entered the house. He snuck into Fan's room, but found Fan Xian, who should have been sleeping. He was sitting on his bed. He said he was finally here. Fan Xian panicked and ran to the grocery store next door. He wanted to find the young Clue to help him. Uncle said the store is closed. Come back tomorrow to buy something. Fan yelled, someone's trying to kill me. Should I report you to the police? You have to take care of me, don't you? Uncle Wu Zhu. Uncle Wu, open the door.
他叫费介，是京都检察院第3处的主办。他是自己人。
啊？那我砸的时候你为什么不说？
I didn't realize I was teaching young Fan Xian. He didn't expect to be taught a lesson by Fan Xian on his first day. When he saw Fei Xie's ugly face, he couldn't believe it was one of his own. When Fei Jie woke up, Fan Xian was afraid he'd hold a grudge. He had to bring him to me. He lied and told me he wasn't the one who knocked him out. What happened to him? Fei Jie said, Wu Zhu, you hit me? It was Fan Jie. He didn't hit you once.
3 times.
Fei Xie came to Danzhou on orders from Lord Fan and Qin Pingping. He's here to be Fan Xian's teacher. But on the first lesson, he took him to a mass grave in the suburbs. First, he dug up a grave. Then he opened the coffin. This made Fei Qiu curious. Fan Xian was so obedient. Why don't you ask me why? Why? Why do we need to differentiate between switches? You have to understand the human body first. Find a cadaver to dissect as a first step. That's normal. That's how it was day after day. He studied poisoning with Fei Jie. He learned Kung Fu from Wu Zhu. Wu Zhu claimed that he had never learned any Kung Fu. But in his world, the only martial art in the world to be real fast, as long as you are fast enough, the enemy's machete can never catch up with you. Then Wu Zhu showed him, when you reach this level, you can compete with a great master. He leapt up from a 10,000-meter cliff and disappeared into the clouds. Fan Xian was stunned. Is he real human? Fan Xian is indeed a fast learner. It's time for the master and disciple to part. After so many years together, Fan Xian has long considered him a relative. Before he left, Fei Jie gave him the Inspector General's belt tag. And Fei Jie's departure. The old lady thinks it's a good thing. If he had stayed in Danzhou, he'll focus the eyes of the people of Kyoto. Kyoto's attention here. It will be dangerous to take risks then, and when the knight in red armor appears on the streets of Danzhou, his real danger will come. Since then, Fan Xian has been sitting at the door, waiting for the red knight to arrive. He wanted to know what happened in Kyoto. He wanted to find out why his mother died. He waited for many years. Fan Xian had grown into a man, and he waited for the red knight, just as he had hoped. But as soon as the knight in red armor appeared, something happened at the Fan residence. At dinner, Fan Xian saw something strange about the foods. Agile. They fought dozens of times. To the ground. When Ting Zijing saw he was trained since he was a child, ordinary poisons were ineffective against him, and he had poisoned his sword. Under Fan Xian's questioning, Ting Zijing told him he had been ordered by the Inspector General's office to kill the both thieves. Fan Xian was shocked. When Fan Xian returned home, he found Butler Zhou kneeling in the hall, tied up. It turns out he's Kyoto. He wanted to stop Fan from returning to Kyoto to fight for the family fortune. Fan was escorted back to Kyoto by knights in red armor. Ting Zijing disguised himself as an undercity dweller and blended into the caravan. On the way back to the capital, the caravan ran into a merchant caravan, the procuratorate among them. Fan Xian secretly met with Fei Jie. Fei Jie is on his way to send Yin Bingyun to Northern Qi spy station. And it's all for Fan Xian. Ting Zijing works for Yin Bingyun. When the dean found out, he was furious. He was furious that people from all over the world were targeting his own Tish, Fan Xian. Before he left, he warned him. Lu Ruyu wouldn't let him in so easily. Then he jumped out of the carriage. The caravan continued toward the Fan residence. Fan skinned hard. He didn't want to cause trouble just by entering the city, so he thought he'd leave. But the guard suddenly opened the gate. He said he could enter the temple to pay his respects, but he was only allowed to enter the side hall, don't go anywhere else. Fan Xian was worried about a trap, so he asked him if Fan Xian felt his blood flow to his heart. Isn't this the taste of love? The woman is the prime minister's daughter, Lin Ma. So you're sent by the gods? I don't think so.